Welcome back. Tran wins Ogre Reborn. This will be the first of many visits that we will need to take into Lhazan Fortress. Perform an action to exercise an undead enemy and obtain a buff card. Looks like we can have 2 more people than I thought. I guess I wasn't really thinking about it too hard, but let's go ahead and just drop in a dragon. And who else would be good? Why don't we just put in a necromancer because it amuses us?
Are these the villagers? What have they done to them?
The villagers themselves, while they are zombies and you can charm of remission them, just like if you charm of remission anybody, they still stay on the same faction. So you might think it was an undead faction before, and you make the person not a zombie, they'll still be aligned. The reason I say this is you can actually make these villagers not a zombie, but it doesn't really matter, they'll still behave similarly. These villagers themselves are not hostile to you, nor are they hostile to the enemy undead. So there's 3 factions here, the neutral villagers, and the hostile skeletons, and then you. You do not have to interact with the villagers to complete the map. This should be a very, very easy map. I will say that I was consistently able to pull a pretty good archer roll on the archer's stats here. So I did it a couple times to pick the best archer stat to replace one of our existing living archers. Skeletons do have 1 extra point of RT, so where maybe a human warrior might be 82 RT or something, a skeleton warrior would be 83 RT in that case. Ghosts do not have that. However, ghosts do seem to have lower stats in general, but since warlocks and witches have higher stats in general, this is not counting their level ups necessarily, seem to have about 30 more points of stats, at least when I'm finding enemies between level 25 and 32 that I'm currently at. That may change in the future, but typically ghosts I find have 30 fewer attribute points, warlocks 30 higher, so when I find, say, a ghost, warlock, or witch, it basically balances out. That's why Larissa was able to receive an improvement, because she had been leveling as an enchantress, and when I acquired a witch ghost, that ghost had been leveling as a witch. All of the skeletons here are aired. I think there's only 4 skeletons. Super easy. Oh, and you cannot recruit the villagers. This is just a normal message that always pops up when you enter a map where you do not get to leave right away. It drops us right to the next objective or mission. We already assembled our team for this, that way you don't have to wait for me to figure out which of my 95-ish people that we should bring. We're bringing in a Dragoon, actually 2. You gotta get a buff card and gotta get an Archer. Is there really anything to tell you about the scouting wise? Well, let's see here. This character you could higher if you had, I think on the law path, you recruit someone named Junin or something, and then you have to let them talk for a bit. I don't have any of those parameters, so she will not be joining us on this particular route. I don't know if that same thing can apply if you have Junin and you meet her on the Chaos route. I don't know how that would work either. Again, this is my first time playing the game. I do talk a great deal about stuff I've learned as I play it, but I basically play each map before I record it. That's the limit of my prescience, foresight, fortune telling. I'm not sure what the correct word for this is. This is a pretty good witch, so we're using this one here to replace Kagera, the enchantress. It's because Kagera was a fire enchantress, and so now we're going to replace it with a fire phantom. So as we find undead units, I'll be trying to gradually replace them. The only thing I don't like about it is that you can't really see and tell the difference with my units apart. A skeleton Terror Knight will look the same as a skeleton archer.
What will running accomplish? You wanted it to end like this.
No! Never this!
Armies do not come cheap. You killed much of mine, so I had to replenish my ranks. Not to worry, their flesh is not long for this world. I should think it gone already.
Your butchery ends here. Release her, now!
You are awash in blood, and yet you call me a butcher. Death means nothing to you so long as it brings you closer to your goal. Yours is a crude justice. You still refuse to accept the massacre at Balma Musa for what it truly was. Him or me, Ocionne, whom will you choose? This butcher of Goliath, who embraces the very Galgastani who burned this village to the ground. If you would avenge Vask's dead, start with him. Or will you let this butcher succor you?
That's no choice at all! I'll kill the both of you!
Then I will add your life to my collection.
This is the first take, so we will see if the AI can save Ocionne. It makes no difference to us in the long run, but for this particular playthrough, I would like her to be alive. You cannot recruit her Arc Dragon, by the way. The following creatures have some drops, whether it's ingredients or gold, but nothing major. Both octopi, the lightning cyclops, and both skeleton warriors. If you're lucky, you'll get the level 33, that's what I'm identifying as, a level 33 Magus staff that the Necro Princess can drop. I call it a level 33 staff because I'm assuming that enemies on a meet that would equip a staff at level 30, if they are level 33, it will generate a particular staff. If that doesn't quite make sense, let me put it this way. I earlier said that the reason why the game has a different window for formation and then scouting, instead of having it all be the same window, is so that it can load in the monsters or enemies afterwards. If you enter a training match and you only have a level 1 person, your training enemies will be level 1. You hit the scout button and it generates the map for you. If you then bring in level 10 people, your enemies will be level 9. To that effect, they get an according loadout. So you will not find, even if your top unit or union level is level 50, if you're only bringing in level 8 people into training, none of them are going to be equipped with some super mega sword. However, they may be equipped with weapons that you currently do not have. I remember first being exposed to chainmail in this game. I hadn't quite gotten any chainmail drops, but I was high enough level to generate them, and the training enemies were all laden with chainmail. I was at a slight disadvantage there. Also, when we're talking about that, I did take some notes on the last training map, Vask, and I believe that Fusiliers, like witches and warlocks, have slightly higher stats. So I will probably gradually also replace any living recruits with Fusiliers changed to other classes. However, it's not just stats they require. They need stats for a good profession, and I may change it. Like this, a skeleton warrior, he might be a serviceable skeleton archer. I look at there's at least a few ways we look at them: how they compare to my army, how they compare to any chosen profession. And with my spreadsheet, it compares to all chosen professions. How their stats are overall. Later on, I'll show you the difference between a character that has been grown. See, I've not dismissed the first 5 characters we got in the very beginning of the game. We'll compare them to the stats of characters that I've switched out when I would find upgrades. I'll do this when we reach level 50 or whatnot, so you can see the difference between having placed them over and over, and then you can decide whether or not it's worth the effort. It probably isn't. I'm sure you can. I'm 100% sure you can beat the game just fine without having to min-max in that way. But I figured I would make use of my calculators. While a witch can be considered a higher version of the enchantress, there are some differences with an enchantress that you might be able to leverage their strengths over witches. But in general, if you had the marks for it, you should probably promote all your wizards and enchantresses to warlocks and witches.
The temple's secrets. So close.
Alright, we lucked out and got his Mega Staff.
Mother... Father... I could not... avenge you.
Enough. This gets us nowhere. Your life is mine now.
No, I'll never join you. I'm tired of war. And you fight on and on.
I want only to end this war. Please, you must believe me.
You ask too much. More than I can give.
I'll not force you. We'll leave you then. But before we go, you must promise me something. Do not charge heedless into battle. Do not throw your life away on vengeance.
You say what you will. Now go and never come back.
Got a couple updates. The Bakram attacked the fortress and all the villagers save Ocionne were slaughtered. She was saved by the quick actions of Denam, but declined to join the resistance due to her abhorrence of war. Upon reaching Lhazan Fortress, he perished in an engagement with resistance forces. We're gonna, since we're in this direction anyways, we're gonna go head over here and dip into the Palace of the Dead. I would like to try to get my hands on some relics if we can handle it, but the enemy will outlevel us. So we'll see how far we can go. I won't show every level, just whichever level have any sort of dialogue or story beats or anything like that. But yeah, let's head on over. Win with the Dragoon in battle party, perform an action to debuff an enemy. Those rewards, just experience charm and experience. We can pass those up. Let's take a look at the enemy army. There are an entire array of dragons available for spawn. All of the enemies here are randomized, but the ones, of course, that do spawn will always be the same. So, for example, I can tell that this is going to be a matriarch, and this is going to be a matriarch. They look exactly the same as this archer and what would be an archer here. So I can always tell who's going to be here. Again, because I've made very careful note-taking on every map that we've come across. Although I haven't played very far ahead, I have played at least the map I'm about to record. The enemy monsters, well, okay, monsters in general appear to have higher stats than humans. Basically one level difference. So although this is a level 32 monster, we can equate them to a level 33 person. Some classes also give an extra level of stats on top of that. Things like Fusiliers and Warlocks and Witches is, from what I can tell, that way. We need to remove 2 people, unfortunately. Let's go ahead and remove this ninja and this beast tamer. Let's see if the AI can handle it. So although there's no dialogue for this battle, this is still a fairly serious battle in that the enemy is figuratively a level higher than you. Oh, right, it's on slow speed. I don't know when I accidentally hit that. One thing I don't like about animation speed is floating doesn't seem to have a fast animation speed. I noticed that when I was moving the fairy around, and then I definitely confirmed it when I gave Denam the cloud shoes, and he moves very, very slow compared to everyone else. Really? You're gonna stand on the poison? Yeah, it's so weird. Especially as we see it deciding who it's going to Magic Seed. Okay, sure, charge your back. conga line of frontliners here. Just so you know, I have everybody that's not undead set to be like Distant Striker or something. The undead are going to be my cannon fodder. That's why I said, hey, it's not really that bad idea what that Necro Princess was doing. It's better to send the undead ahead rather than risk living beings, right? So for example, Denam there, he's equipped with a bow and an iron fan, which is basically an upgraded Caudia. It's a bludgeon weapon for people who aren't able to equip hammers, essentially. So ninjas can't use hammers, but they can use fans. Denam, in his Distant Striker AI, decided that he's going to run to the enemy and hit him with a fan, instead of use his Balder bow. To my understanding, limited understanding, the AI is really more about ranges that you want them to be at. So even though he's a Distant Striker, which I would mentally equate into range 3, the AI still does as AI does. That's why my Ardent Minder clerics in the previous map would do their finishing move instead of heal their own compatriots. There's no reason for my Hawkmen to be up that close. All my skeletons are supposed to be close combatants. Even the archer skeletons are going to be close combatants because they can take a hit. They do not die. But it looks like we're basically chewing through the enemy nonetheless. The enemy may be higher level. They're level 32 but with higher stats. Stats equivalent to a 33. They may be a higher level, but my characters have been refined over the course of the game. They may not have been picking up any cards, but if I see a person that's a better cleric or something, I replace mine. You have a bow for a reason. Okay, just to show you that I'm not making it up. Okay, so we can look at his AI. You see this AI is Distant Striker, and his condition, he has an iron fan and a Balder bow. Like, this is his setup. I've removed his Dark Weight finishing move for the bow, and I removed his other two non-ice abilities for the hammer. That way he can hit these air enemies with the ice finishing move, if it came down to it. And that was really supposed to be an auxiliary thing. He's supposed to be hanging back, and if someone got in his face, he could hit him with that. And don't say, well, you gave him a fan, he's gonna be doing that. We have over here, actually, this Hawkman who's been diving behind enemy lines. Hold on. I can just select him. He only has a bow. I didn't even give him a shield because I wanted to have just a little bit less RT because he was never supposed to get hit. I'm not happy with this situation. Hopefully we can get that cleric some healing before it's too late. Apparently he does not have enough mana for that. Alright. We'll just stab this dragon once. And go stand on a sword. The battle's almost over. Poison is not bad. But at this point of the battle, it's not as effective as actually hitting the enemy. Just looking at everybody's health at the moment. Shane could use a little bit more healing. So pull the cleric back. Cast on him. Okay, and we'll let the computer take back over now that we've patched up some of our characters. Well, it looks like mending seeds cannot heal skeletons. My swordsman can. That'll be something important for me to keep in mind. Maybe it's time for Denam to change into a swordsman. In fact, that is the current way I'm going. If I were to start the game over, I would put Denam as a rune fencer for the stat upgrades, and then when I unlock the swordmaster, or swordman, or whatever it's called, I think it's swordmaster class, I'd change him to that for the level ups. That's currently what I'm thinking. I don't know how quality this is. There are reasons for this. But again, that's since I haven't played the in-game, I don't know if those are the best stat ups. What I can say, though, is it's not really worth starting over just to level up a character again, even Denam. Because you can level a character up to 50 so quickly. Apparently he felt his shield did more damage than his dagger. That's the best dagger I've got. I did leave her book finishing move as the earth element, solely so she could do earth finisher. So that is a lightning dragon, and lightning is weak to earth, so that makes sense. There's no warrant report for that, so let's head on to the Palace of the Dead. This next map, we will be taking a personal hand in. First off, their AI is not very good at ranged attacks. For detective strikes multiple tiles, maybe does ninjutsu count? Ninjutsu should count. But meaning that with an elevation bonus, the AI does not seem to shoot further than your normal squares, so they don't utilize the elevation bonus as an archer.
Well, this was unexpected. The draconic power that rests within this place is not for the hands of the Resistance to hold. We thought to claim it first, but better to kill you now and be done with it. What need have we of the Dark Knights? Find your peace in this temple of death, boy.
Alright, Falfaday, this is probably the worst place you could have decided to defend against us. If this was an ambush, this is the worst ambush I've ever seen. If it's not an ambush, you probably should have backed off and done something else, because we have a 14 elevation bonus on you. And there's only 2 ways you can get to us, and I plan on having my Skeleton Knights die right here. I mean, the Terror Knights we have, I've swapped them out for crossbows and shields. They're just going to stand here until they fall down, and then the enemy can't do anything about it. They'll have to... In fact, I don't think they can't even go this way, because I'll be literally blocking that square with my dead body. This is the worst thing you could have done, Falfaday. Now they can shoot you with spells all the way from back here because they have books and engulf. But it's still a nice change of pace to just rain arrows on the enemy. I think that's one of the reasons why the game does not normally start enemy units next to each other. Otherwise, they'll just be magic seeding each other. If any of my archers get engulf off, I'll be able to hit them from our position. But if not, we'll just have to take one turn powering ourselves up. Almost. Alright. Well, at least we can peg someone in the front. The skeletons are affected by this mold, and they will take damage. But since I'm not really concerned about them taking damage, that's why they're on the outside of my formation. They'll just stand in the poison. These are my Terror Knights. I wish they looked different, but well, what can you do? Their job is just to keep the enemy from going up the stairs, and they probably won't even be necessary. But I want to completely overwhelm the enemy. What fun is power if you can't flex it every now and then? Now, I have tested out a little bit of the Palace of the Dead, and it looks like I can recruit enemies who are higher level than me. So even though the enemy will outlevel me, they will become my forces. I'm gonna go as deep as the game allows me to. I can pretty much pop her. If I hit her, I'll probably get enough mana to do one tremendous shot. We have enough archers where I might be able to execute Falfaday. See, this is my second take. The first take went fine, nothing bad happened, it was kind of amusing. But this time I want to see if I can just execute Falfaday in one barrage of arrows. Guess we'll go for poisoning her. Alright, got the engulf. Silence this cleric. Now both enemy clerics are silenced. Start going for everybody else. Terror Knight down. Could magic seed someone else on the way, but that's fine. I need to do an area effect spell. That's right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna Paralytic Wave and see if that counts. You do have to hit your own target. I can have a cleric pinwheel herself, and that will count. If I pinwheel the floor and nobody's in the effect, it does not count. So let's see if Paralytic Wave counts for the bonus objective. Alright, so the debuff does not count as an attack. Either that or it has to at least successfully afflict someone. Alright, is she in range yet? Yes, she is. Okay, we're probably going to have enough MP by the time it rolls around to their turn, so let's go ahead and start doing this. Oh, right. Every time I crit her, she's going to be pushed back a little bit. I might not actually be able to finish her off in one volley. At least it'll still be funny. So that could be a reason why I'd want to go double shot instead of tremendous shot. If I don't want to crit the enemy out of my range. Makes sense. Darn. That's a real shame. Okay. Guess we'll just take care of him. D7. That's an amazing amount of damage there. You still need silence. You're the first one to move out of everybody in that timeline. Well, I don't know if ninjutsu counts as an area effects ability. Brimstone Hail ability will count. So they're going to magic seed themselves and guarantee me the award, the Damascus X, assuming they get a move. Do 60 damage. Almost execute her. Might be able to reach her. Yes. Another tremendous shot on the way. Alright, I have no idea if ninjutsu counts. We'll find out. If I don't get the reward, at least know that that is... Oh, I can't even reach him. Fine, let's do it this way then. Let's see if ninjutsu counts, though. Yes, so that does count for my bonus objective. Denam's gonna get punished for moving forward, but this is okay, because we're gonna win. Get in there. Just one tile off. Alright, well, another skeleton's gonna get to move. I'm not sure which skeleton it is. So, yeah, looking at the timeline, you're way down there. You're not even on the timeline. She's not too far up, but... Alright, we'll go for her then, I suppose. There we go.
You'll never make it to the palace depths.
Thanks for playing, Falfaday. Bye-bye. Spellbinder Falfaday Geb Lesmoaria, a mocker who belonged to a special detachment sent to the Palace of the Dead at Regent Morn's behest to search for draconic magic. Born to a family of poisoners, she was well versed in the use of toxins and venoms. Her detachment included many such sages and masters of arcane lore, their task being the recovery of rare and legendary artifacts. She was killed in a clash with resistance forces below the palace. I like that. The whole reason that she had an army of basically nothing but spellcasters is because they were arcane researchers. That makes a lot of sense. What I didn't really care so much is supposedly she's good with toxins and venoms, but as far as the battle went, she walked into all the swamps, and I positioned my skeletons in the swamps. There was no real use of toxins. In fact, if we had to guess, she was more affected by it than I was. We have one new talk. Looks like the Lost Draconic Magic. The Lost Draconic Magic. In the ancient Bolsenian era, the Dragon Lords built a civilization that flourished across Zedegenia and the surrounding isles. They are said to be the source of the magic practice today, but much of this knowledge perished with them. On rare occasions, arcana from this era are discovered at ancient ruins, and these are highly sought after. Win with a cleric, a ninja, and perform an action to restore an ally's HP. First take, I deployed all my clerics, which is, I think, 6 clerics. That's a considerable amount of clerics, way more than you need. Probably you just need 2 or something. And one of them got knocked into a pit. And we're just gonna go Hawkman army this time around. So this is an archer, put him in the middle row. This is a wizard. I do wish that they looked different, but alright. These are my rune fencers. They'll be in the front row. Sound kind of like Scooby-Doo there. Oh, this guy, he can join us. This level, where's my, there you are, 33 Terror Knight. The other one's 32. The 33 Terror Knight has Steadfast, which will give immunity to knockbacks. I've also removed many of their abilities which do area effects so that they will not end up hurting the neutral here. He has a neutral and a friendly, so has a bunch of enemies. We don't want to bring Canopus. Canopus is awesome, and everybody brings Canopus. For recording purposes, figure, we'll continue to keep him benched for now until a time comes where we really, really want him around. We'll go ahead and bring in 1 Griffin and 1. Oh wait, we need a cleric. And Joseph. We will put the Terror Net on this side, and we're going to try to send everybody to. I don't know if it'll work. I want many of them. They don't really need to go to the left. There's 2 different directions they can go, and I just want to set them on AI and try to get that done quickly. Even though I hemmed and hawed there to try to figure it out, the AI will act much faster than me.
I mislike the feel of this place.
Oh, lovely. Only holy magic works on this lot. Caught between scales and a dead man.
To his aid!
You're just going to assume that the undead are the bad guys here, huh? But yes, you are correct. I will show you a map about how this place is set up. There are some enemies, like there will be a Terror Knight here, that are randomized. It's actually hardest for me to find maps with the random enemies because I have to keep regenerating the map, clipping them in, like screenshotting the guys in and stuff like that. So I think I'm just going to show you the map with everybody in it and let you just see if the enemy has spawned there. You'll be able to know if you'll be able to look at the map. It's like, oh yeah, he spawned, or no, he didn't spawn. So what we're gonna do is send most everybody down south, and we'll just send maybe a couple people to the right. In fact, that Terror Knight could probably handle the whole thing on his own, I'm assuming. I was thinking about leaving Kobe behind us. Aerial support, but did I click there? I don't know. This one right here will drop a Casellas ore, so will the dragons. He's got a lot of exorcisms ahead of him. Might as well. So Archer, we'll let the Archer play support. Rune Fencer. And then once I manage to get the teams far enough away, I'll set them to AI. There's not much you can do, right? You are probably okay to AI. So the Naga is not the scales he's referring to. He's referring to the dragon and the undead when he says caught between scales and a dead man. The Naga is a neutral. If you hit it, then it will become aggressive to you. If they hit it, it'll become aggressive to them. So it's basically whoever's first to hit it. That's one of the reasons why I took away all my area effect attacks. I do have to defeat these three eventually. That's why I'm leaving the archer. I'm not worried about my skeleton, because the worst they can do is knock him down and he'll just stand right back up. Wait, this is a wizard. With no mana. Set him to aggressive, him to, we'll say, defensive. I'm less assuming it's an AI pattern and more like how close I want them to be. You're a rune fencer. Yes, this is a warlock, level 32, I guess, with level 3 magics. I would think that he would understand how undead work, what entering the Palace of the Dead means, and that maybe he should have packed some way to deal with the undead. I mean, you would just assume, right? As long as he doesn't move, and I bet the AI will move. As long as he doesn't move, these guys can do nothing. They could literally defeat him in battle, and they still can do nothing. Okay, I'm surprised he didn't move. It's very rare the AI does not move after making an action. Did you have to stand in the poison? Okay, you can go striker. Yes, that is completely distance striking. Sure, I suppose. Thanks for the healing. I'm gonna assume the AI did not intentionally set that up, but who knows? Okay, that's not a fierce attack either. I know that you want to kill this dragon, but I'm trying to get you guys to go this way. I have a whole flight of Hawkmen. It's great. Okay, what we're gonna do is as soon as the game lets me, I'm just gonna give the AI control of everybody, then I'm gonna take control of this bird. Only because I don't want him to hit the Naga. Just seems kind of cruel to murder the Naga for the one coral harp and a couple coins. Now, the AI neutrals love to get in formation with your team, so they kind of hug everybody. So I would imagine in a battle that you're not involved in, you would not be running into the combatants. Wow, that was pathetic damage. Let me show you how that's done. Fearful Grimoire Exorcisme. That's quite the combo. $229. Yeah, we'll do it that way. Actually, can I target this tile? Oh, well, not that. Assume it doesn't count as a spell. 229, 219. Yeah, I think that's the same as what we were doing before. Yep. Okay. So we'll just make our character stand here and then cast it this way. Shadow Resonance is not enough to make neutral aggro against you. Alright, looks like the Warlock will eventually move, but this Hawkman will move first. So what we're going to do is we're going to go head back over here and finish off the dragon so he doesn't end up hurting her. I don't want to kill her. Just seems like unnecessary murder here. And I wouldn't put it past the AI to actually tag her in the battle. They're pretty good about not tagging your own dudes, but they really don't seem to care that the neutral's there. It's not in their algorithm at all. Yeesh. Try to move quickly on these maps because I want to get all up to the Palace of the Dead 3 in one episode, but I may have to make this into 2 different episodes. We'll see. Once we've done Palace of the Dead 3, I'll be doing any of the remaining floors that don't require any sort of dialogue or Denam or anything like that. I'll be doing those without recording it. Because it's just going to be maps of fighting the enemy and going to the next floor. That's all it is. There's 100 of them. Very healthy. I can't do anything with that because he stood there. So we'll just fly on in. We're okay. 800 is very poor for a beast, but he's about as healthy as many of my Hawkman rune fencers I have flying on in right now. Nice shot. Packed 2 bottles of Exorcisme on every character here, 4 on the Terror Knight, and like 3 on the Cockatrice. You guys should be definitely hitting the Fallen, but whatever, we made it.
Oh, thank you, good sirs. I believe I've hit something of a wall in my search for draconic magic. Perhaps you might be able to help me a bit? I'd be happy to make it worth your while. You're with the Resistance, yes? Oh, well, escort me into the depths and I'll help your cause. Fair?
Fair.
Then you are welcome to join us, Rudlum.
Oh, delightful. A far warmer reception than I'll have from aught else in this foul place.
People have mentioned that they wish the game would tell them when someone has died. Realistically, if you look at this will give you some indication, but yes, I do think the game should tell you. It died as in they fell in the pit. The game it treats us as no different than just a regular hit, so I can see that if you left it on AI, you wouldn't notice. If I have 10, this is what it's going to be. These 9 plus an extra one. We have an 11th one because Rudlum. 12 would be a full set right here, and it would end as a full column. So if you're missing anybody in this page here, yeah, that's when you need to load. If you are the loading type, when you lose somebody for good. Rudlum wants to join the party. The Magus Robert Rudlum, a mage from a far-off land who seeks to uncover the draconic magic of legend. He is well versed in the subject, his knowledge surpassing even the greatest Valyrian scholars. Nothing is known of his past. Denam saved him from undead creatures in the Palace of the Dead. Hearing that the Resistance was exploring the palace, he asked to join forces with them. This next map is a checkpoint to see if you are tough enough and innovative enough to reach the next floor. First off, the enemy is Earth, which means he will be strong against lightning, but weak against air. To that effect, we're going to bust out our air archers. In fact, we're going to bust out pretty much every air we can use. Now, Denam will move during the cutscene, so his position in the formation is irrelevant. We'll go and bring Canopus because we'd like to open this secret door that the objective mentions. The secret door is really not a big secret. If you never open this door, you cannot go past level 3. You must do this, which means pretty much anybody who has ever done Palace of the Dead has to have done this door once. I need to throw things. Want someone to take damage. They like to attack dragons because dragons, since they don't have armor, take bigger damage. They just have more hit points to compensate. Let's see, bring in our Terror Knights. We have room for one more. Berserker. I don't really get to use the Berserker too often because I end up, how do I phrase it? I end up trying not to hurt my own dudes. And the Berserker is good at hitting everybody in front. The Berserker basically hit all of these tiles right here. The Tamer, all the way to the Skeleton. Cancel AI, because I've got to take control of this one. It's going to end fast one way or another.
I've had more than enough of these dreary halls already.
Then why are you here?
Well, I might ask the same of you. You came here alone?
Not alone, but the others are gone. Turned to cold stone.
Where are they now?
Right beside you.
This was a man?
Yes. Turned to stone as he lived. The guardian of this temple cursed him. All the statues here were once living flesh.
Why stone?
This temple is holy ground. Only the disciples of Ashmedai are permitted within.
Then, who are you?
I am Xadoba, and you are as good as dead.
You're the guardian.
Fool mortal! You will grow cold and stand watch here through the ages!
Will there at least be TV? So the thing about this chick is she has gnome. Now I understand that is how you say it, but I'm just saying it right now. I like to say genome because it amuses me. So she has the very powerful genome spell that can do 1600 damage. Oops, I didn't mean to hit addition. It works basically like my ninjutsu spells. Let's go ahead and we'll pop a crystallized flame and we'll back up some. Not too far, because I would still want to bait her into moving forward. So how about here? Actually, how is this? Yeah, that's actually shorter distance. hitting them is not actually that good because they will strike somebody physically in the melee combat and then get countered and lose their charm. Now, I know this is poison, but I'm going to stand on it anyways. I want to take cover so that they've got the two-handed bows, and two-handed bows have a counter attack. I don't want to get countered. I don't want to initiate counter on any of these archers and lose my tremendous shot double shots. I'm clicking it, or at least trying to. Let's try taking another step forward. So we'll just chill for a bit. Anybody need healing? I don't think they do. First, the Terror Knights. I mean, that doesn't really help with the Rampart armor yet. There's nothing there that they can do. Okay, that's actually good for me. The AI will consistently drop Cragfall on you if there's at least 4 targets over casting Genome. I'd rather take 200 scattered across 4 targets than get hit by Genome. There's even more damage in Genome. Yes, I know it sounds ridiculous to say it. Because she can do 1400, definitely. But with Cragfall, she only did 800 damage. The whole reason, I know what, I want to show you that spell, but I don't want to get hit by it, so we're just gonna go. Does she have Berserk yet? She didn't, but she could. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to flank that. Oh. That's the hoplite that moves. And him. Right, so the lines will definitely change by then, so we might as well grab this now. $210, not too bad. But let's go and do that. No, let's not have Denam by himself that close to her. Yeah, we have a chance to silence. But I think we should really just take advantage and try to spoil spell her. try to poison her. It's only 30%. But she's the only target that matters. And we got her. Let's try to charm this one. Okay, we have both these archers on our side, and we're gonna go ahead and open the door. Alright, this is Archer's second move. We will now do Tremendous Shot. If I were to do this, that'd be 400 damage. It wouldn't quite be enough to kill her, but it'd be darn close. We'll do one more turn. I want to see the big damage numbers. Just gotta keep my archers from getting hit by the enemy so that they don't lose their ability. The Berserker will move shortly after this, so I could stand here and attack. I don't think she has the... Yeah, she doesn't have the movement to go all the way around. %. There's really not much point attacking these guys. Because I think the only enemies that's going to go down is her, I think. I don't want to, again, I don't want to leave my archer. I didn't want to leave my archer, but there's not too much I can do about this. Oh, she didn't get Berserk. Huh. Okay, that's a change of pace. It's so strange to me that she didn't get Berserk. I mean, it makes sense. Let's see here. Can't shove him anywhere. Guess we'll just rotate in and hit him. Alright, Tremendous Shot. Grab that. And Arion Plume. Okay, next turn, next round of actions, either one of my guys gets incapped and I load, or I manage to take her down. That's fine. Okay, that didn't look impressive, I know, but that was just the first strike. He can hit more than that. Okay, looks like we win. Completely wall them off. They are not touching my archers. Nice. Berserk? Still a surprise to me. Okay, this should be it. She has critical card, sword card, double shot activated, tremendous shot activated, Aerion Plume. Oh, look at that damage. If she's gonna shoot twice as well. If I had done it last round, she might have died. But she's definitely dying now.
It is better this way. Those who seek power are right to tread the dark paths. Walk on, over my corpse, into the darkness.
If you're trying for an no in-cap run, you can use any one of those parts that I just did, such as Undead going up front, Rampart Aura, Dragons, double shot, tremendous shot. Just, you can apply any of these strategies. I just happen to apply them all because I'm also doing no Chariot at the same time. You can now enhance relics in shops. Relics are equipment that contain ancient powers, but you must first find them within special dungeons. Refer to the play guide in the Warren Report for more details. New title earned, He Who Walks the Deeps. So now we can access more of the Palace of the Dead. If we did not open that secret door, we would not be able to move forward. We would have to just withdraw and then re-enter the battle down here in order to do it again. But she wouldn't be there. All of these would just be random battles in that there's no dialogue. You just talk to the people. You just fight random griffins and imps and whatever, zombies. So these next several maps will just be battles. There is no dialogue, no story beats or anything. Let's go ahead and open up a Warren Report and see if she exists in here. Xadoba the Enchanted, a guardian of the Palace of the Dead. The statues scattered along its halls are unlucky explorers turned to stone by her magic. Xadoba was hideously disfigured in her true form, but was said to appear as a beautiful maiden before visitors to the palace. Though it would seem strange to find a young woman alone in so dangerous a place, most never stopped to consider this. Their compassion far outweighed their caution. Yet this, too, was Xadoba's magic at work. The flaws of mortal minds are easily exploited in a domain ruled by the dark. And what better way to bend them to her will than appeal to their virtue? Xadoba finally met her end after attempting to prevent Denam's passage through the palace. That's it for this episode. It is the 24th for me right now, and I've got to travel for Christmas break. What I'm going to do is I'm going to be doing the Palace of the Dead on my own, and any dialogue, story beats there are, I'll get footage of that battle on tape for you. I'm going to hope and assume that I can get all the way down to 100. I'm not going to drag you along with me to do that, because I'm going to be recruiting people and then replacing them. If I'm level 32 now, well, I'm going to recruit a dude who might be level 35. And then replace him when I find a recruit that's level 40. That's what I'm assuming is going to happen. I'm going to assume that the enemy is going to reach up to level 50, and I will continue to get them and incorporate them into my army. But that's what I'll be doing over Christmas break as I travel. I hope you enjoy these maps that I've made for my notes. I think they look pretty good. I appreciate that you made it to the end, and I'd be grateful if you wanted to support the channel by hitting that like button. Thank you very much for watching Tran Wins. Back to Ogre Reborn. I'll see you next time.